Imagine the most powerful men in America, the greatest innovators and business tycoons, leaving behind their factories and inventions to go camping. In 1921, that's exactly what happened. President Warren G. Harding joined Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, and Harvey Firestone on a trip unlike any other. We've uncovered silent films of this trip and others that offer a glimpse into the private lives of these public legends. Get ready for a fascinating hidden chapter of American history from the archives. Before President Harding ever came on the scene, there were 4 vagabonds. This was the nickname given to the group of friends who were at the top of their fields. Industrialist Henry Ford, inventor Thomas Edison, tire giant Harvey Firestone, and the famed naturalist John Burroughs. Starting in the mid-1910s, these friends would take annual camping trips, but this was not your average camping. They would travel in small convoys of cars and trucks, setting up lavish campsites, complete with tents, electricity, and even a team of staff and servants. These weren't rugged adventures. They were a chance to escape from their busy lives and just relax in nature. They would even have friendly competitions like wood chopping and climbing stairs just for fun. It was a unique, hidden tradition between some of the most famous men in the world. Sadly, by 1921, John Burroughs, a key member of the group, had passed away earlier that year. With John Burroughs gone, the remaining 3 vagabonds continued their tradition in 1921. This time, they had a new, very important guest, President Warren G. Harding. Harding was in the middle of a stressful first year in the White House and was in need of some rest. He joined the group for a few days in Western Maryland. Our silent film shows those powerful men in a very casual way. You can see President Harding looking relaxed, chatting with his hosts. These are clips of them gathering around a table and perhaps walking through the woods. The whole vibe is one of simplicity and friendship. The campsite itself became known as Camp Harding. These films offer a rare look at the president outside of his formal duties, showing him as just another guy enjoying the outdoors with his friends. It's truly amazing looking back in time. These trips were a chance for these men to be themselves, away from the spotlight. Ford, Edison, and Firestone weren't just friends. They were also collaborators and competitors in a new, fast-moving world. They shared a love of innovation and were passionate about the future of America. Their friendship was a bond forged by their shared drive and vision. Harding's presence on this trip shows the close relationship between the leaders of business and government in that era. It wasn't strange for the president to camp with these men. It was seen as a sign of his connection to American industry and success. Let's stop for a moment and take a look at the relationships between Edison, Ford, and Firestone. Henry Ford and Thomas Edison shared one of the most remarkable friendships in American history. Born from a deep mutual respect, they first met in 1896 at a dinner hosted by Edison's boss, where Ford, then an engineer, shared his ideas for a gasoline-powered car. Edison, already a legend, encouraged Ford to continue his work, telling him to keep at it. This brief but powerful encounter sparked a lifelong bond. As Ford's success grew, their friendship blossomed, and they spent many of their later years together on these camping trips. Ford's respect for Edison was so immense that he went to great lengths to honor his friend. In 1929, Ford moved Edison's entire Menlo Park laboratory brick by brick from New Jersey to Dearborn, Michigan, recreating it as a museum in his historic theme park, Greenfield Village. This act cemented Edison's legacy and symbolized the deep personal and professional connection between the two men. If you have never been to Henry Ford's Greenfield Village and the Henry Ford Museum of American Innovation, I highly recommend you do so. It's a must-see. The relationship between Henry Ford and Harvey Firestone was rooted in both close friendship and a strong business partnership. As fellow innovators and members of the Vagabonds camping group, they shared a love for nature and a progressive vision for American industry. Their professional ties were also incredibly strong. Firestone's company, Firestone Tire and Rubber, became the primary supplier of tires for Ford's Motor Company, making their success intertwined. Their bond was further strengthened by a significant family connection. Grandson William Clay Ford married granddaughter Martha Firestone, bringing the two families together. This union made the business relationship a family one, a rarity for two of the nation's most powerful industrial dynasties. Firestone was the host of this 1921 trip, and it was his idea to invite the president. Harding had stipulated that he could not be more than a few hours from Washington, so Firestone proposed a few locations along the Potomac. Edison shot them down, saying the location should be wild and secluded to keep crowds out. The Vagabonds then looked northwest to a tiny Maryland town. The only access to the campsite was via a bridge on private land that was easily guarded by Secret Service agents. Edison was also interested in Harding's communication with Washington. To keep the president as close to the camp as possible, he tried to dispatch a radio outfit to Maryland, as well as a temporary secret code for Harding to use. Harding was not keen on it at all. He is quoted as saying, "One of the attractive features of this camping party is freedom from all such things." Preparations for the president's stay occupied all of Firestone's attention. The day before Harding's arrival, preparations were still underway. A score of reporters and Secret Service agents would be following, as well as camera crews. 40 cots were only set up with rough blankets the Vagabonds had always used, making Clara Ford horrified. She felt the president deserved better than that. she immediately dispatched staffers to purchase softer bedding. The president might have only been staying for a weekend, but everything had to be perfect. On Saturday, July 23, 1921, President Harding met the Vagabonds in Funkstown, which was halfway to their campsite. After pleasant introductions, he rode the rest of the way in a car with Firestone and Edison. Still insulted at his radio idea shutdown, Edison openly grumbled the entire drive. Fun fact, the Vagabonds trips were so popular that a play about the 1921 trip with Harding was produced in 2006, almost a century after the trip took place. The Vagabond camping trips continued for a few more years, but the 1921 trip with President Harding is by far the most famous. It offers us a remarkable look at these public figures in a private setting. The films remind us that even the most powerful men in the world sometimes just need to get away from it all, sit by a campfire, and enjoy the simple company of their friends. And that's the fascinating story of the Vagabonds and their famous camping trip with President Harding. What did you think? Did this change how you see these historic figures? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into moments of history. Thank you for joining us today. We invite you to watch all our videos from famous funerals to diving into the archives to find generations of history.